What's up, level 7 pioneers? We did it. We've officially reached 1,000 subscribers. I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for believing in us, for trusting our video lessons, and for being part of this amazing journey. Without your support, your likes, comment, and shares, we wouldn't be here today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. This is just the beginning. I promise you even more lessons, better explanation, and a whole lot of problem solving to help you conquer mathematics. Let's keep growing and learning together. So today, guys, we are diving into a very important topic, the arithmetic sequences. You were introduced to these in grade 11, but now as a grade 12 students, we need to step up our games and take it to the next level. So in our arithmetic sequences, you can clearly see that you can also call it as a linear function, right? You know that a linear function is going to look like this on our graph. So it's either our general formula is this one, or you can write it as Tn is equals to dn plus c. So we are going to explain each and every variable, right? So let's start with our c. Our c is just a constant, guys. It's just a number, right? So let's take a look at an example, right? So let's say we are given 6 and we are also given 13, 20, right? This is our sequence that we are given. So we are going to define each and every unknown variable by using this sequence, right? So we are going to say 13 minus 6, right? So what is 13 minus 6 is 7, and what is 20 minus 13 is also 7, right? So we can clearly see that we are having a constant second a constant different, right? So this 7 is going to be equals to our d. Our d, always, not sometimes, guys, it simply means that you are having a constant different, and once you are having a constant different, meaning that they are the same, that should tell you that you are dealing with an arithmetic sequence, right? And then what is our a? Our a, always, not sometimes, is going to be our first term. Our first term of this sequence is going to be what? It's going to be 6, right? So not sometimes, guys, always is going to be our 6. So you can write this as mathematical term number 1 is going to be equals to a. Always, not sometimes. And then let's define Tn. What is Tn? Tn, guys, is the value of the term, right? So let's say on our second term, right, we are going to be writing it as t number 2. It's going to be what? It's going to be 13. This is the value of our term. And then our n, it simply states the position of our term, right? The position of our term. So in this case, we are having term number what? Term number 2. So this 2 is going to be equals to be our n, right? So that's why here I said T2 instead of Tn. So once you see Tn or T2 or this term, so that's the value of the term, and n is the position of the term, right? So let's go about solving this general equation. Let's say they've asked you to identify the general equation or formula. So you are going to say Tn is going to be equals to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, right? So this is our general formula you need to know by heart. So we are going to substitute what we know. Our a is equals to 6, our n, it doesn't matter, and our d is going to be 7. And then after that, we are going to simply simplify, right? So how do we remove brackets? We are going to simplify. We are going to take this 7, multiply it with n, and take this 7 again and multiply it with negative 1. So 7 multiplied by n is going to be 7n. 7 multiplied by negative 1 is going to be negative 7. And then we are going to take like terms. So we can say 6 plus 7n. These are two different variables, right? So we are going to say 7n is just alone because there's no other number that looks like these 7n's, but we do have a constant which is 6 and 7. So we're going to say minus 7 plus 6 is going to be equals to -1, right? So how do we go about how do we go about proving? We are going to say t number 2. You can choose any term, right? It's up to you, down to me. So instead of saying 7n, you are going to replace it with 2 minus 1. So when you punch this on your calculator, it must give you this value, which is 13. So 7 multiplied by 2 is 14, minus by 1 is going to be 13. So our general formula is what is going to be correct. So let's take a look on our next problem, which is an exam problem, right? So if this video so far is valuable to you, please don't forget to hit that like button, share with your classmate. Definitely they are going to thank you for that. So let's go to this exam question. So in this exam question, we are being told, guys, that this is an arithmetic sequence, so we don't need to prove anything. So once we are being told that this is an arithmetic sequence, what does that must mean to us? It must mean that we are having a constant difference, right? So whatever we are going to get here is going to be equal to each other, right? So in this case, we are going to say term number 2, which is this one, minus by term number 1. Then we are going to say term number 3, which is this one, minus by term number 2. So I encourage students to write this on a separate space of paper. So you are going to say 2p minus 3, which is our second term, minus by you include this on your bracket. You are going to say 1 minus p, right? So on your next step, you are going to simply simplify. You're going to say negative, multiply everything inside the bracket. You're going to be getting -1 plus p, right? And then after that, you are going to add the like terms. Obviously, we are having 2p and p. So it's the same as saying 2 plus 1 is going to be 3p. Then -3, -1 is going to be -4, right? And then we go to this side. We're going to say term number 3 minus by term number 2. What is our term number 3 is p plus 5 minus by 2p minus by 3. And then we are going to simply simplify, which is negative multiply anything inside the bracket. You are going to be getting -2p plus 3, because you're going to say negative multiplied by positive 2p, so it's going to be -2p. And then negative multiplied by -3 is going to be positive 3. And then again, we are going to add the like terms. So we are going to say 2p minus by p, or you're going to say -2p plus p. So it's the same as saying 2 minus 1. So you're going to get negative p, right? And then negative p, you're going to say 5 plus 3, because these are also like terms, going to be getting plus 8, right? So from this, we know that these two equations, they must be equal to one another. We are not guessing, and it's not special on this case. So each and every problem that you are going to be given, you must know that your first difference is going to be equal to each other. So I'm stressing this fact, guys, because once you know this thing, then arithmetic sequences, they are going to be super easy for you. So right, let's go to our first question. Our first question, they are saying determine the value of p. So it's easy, guys. We are going to take what you have got here. You're going to say 3p minus 4 is equals to -p plus 8. And then if you don't have something like maybe p squared, I just encourage my students to group the like terms together. So we know that p must come to the left hand side, and then it's going to change its sign. So anything that jumps the equal sign is going to change its sign. So it was minus p, now it's going to be positive p. Then we are going to be having 8, and then this 4, when it goes to that side, it's going to change its sign. It's going to be positive 4, right? So 3p plus p is going to be 4p, right? It's the same as saying 3 plus 1. And then 8 plus 4 is going to be 12, and then we are going to be solving for p. So we divide by 4 both sides because we are not solving for p, right? So 12 divided by 4 is going to be 3, right? So our p is going to be equals to p, right? So what they like to ask again in these questions, they will tell you maybe find the fifth term, right? How do we go about finding the fifth term? So we are going to go straight to what we are given here, right? This is our sequence. This is our original sequence. So we are having 1 minus p. So instead of saying 1 minus p, we are going to say 1 minus 3, because we know that p is equals to 3, right? Then we are going to say 2. Instead of saying 2p, we are going to say 2 multiplied by 3, because p is equals to 3, right? Minus 3. And then we are going to say 3 plus 5, right? So it's easy, guys. 1 minus by 3 is going to be negative 2. And then 2 multiplied by 3 is going to be 6. Minus by 3 is going to be 3. And then we are going to say 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is equals to 8, right? Yes. So after that, guys, what we are going to do, once you have this thing, it's going to be the same as our first example, right? So you are going to find your general formula, and then after finding your general formula, you are going to, when they say find what is the value of our fifth term, let's say we were being asked here, you are going to say Tn is equals to 7n minus 1. So it's going to be T5 since it's our fifth term, right? So you are going to just write like this, and then you punch your calculator, then your calculator is going to give you marks, guys, right? So this is all you need to know about arithmetic sequences, right? But wait, don't leave yet. If you thought arithmetic sequences were cool, wait until you see the next. We are leveling up to quadratic sequences. Click the video on the screen right now to unlock the secrets of quadratic sequences and how they mess with your brain in the best way possible. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one out. See you there.